Hey, it is Andy from Fence Post, and today I'm gonna ask, are Rough Trade exclusives worth it? Here I have 2 copies of Big Thief's Capacity. Now, I've been a fan of Big Thief for quite a while. In particular, they dominated my playlist in 2020 and 2021. This here is their sophomore album, Capacity, and it was released originally in 2017 on Saddle Creek Records. Right here is the black vinyl copy. Now, first off, if you take a look at it, you can see I'm a total dork and I keep the hype stickers. So let's take a quick look at this gatefold because technically the inside is the same on both. The cover has no words, so it's going to be identical to what Rough Trade released in 2022 on their exclusive. The back, very simple, nice and clean, has Saddle Creek's address down here, and the spine really just has some call-outs, including the LBJ 255 cat number. Inside, it's just lyrics. You have a few credits over here along the side, and that is pretty much it. Nothing that stands out as unique to this release. As noted, this is the black vinyl version, and there's nothing too extraordinary about it. So how does it sound? Well, first off, I have to point out that Big Thief's debut album, Masterpiece, and this one from 2017, once again, Capacity, both were released on Saddle Creek. After that, the band jumped over to 4AD. There's definitely a distinct difference between the two eras, the Saddle Creek debuts and their move over to 4AD for what came after. These albums tend to be mixed a little heavier. The low ends are wrong. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of great songs on here, but at times it just sounds a little bit off. When you listen to the 4AD records, the clarity is just a little bit brighter, a little bit more distinct. And it does really, really well for the band. Like I said, this is still one of my favorite albums. I absolutely love Shark Smile and Mary and Black Diamonds. Like, they're truly amazing songs on the album. Just overall, when you compare that one to the ones that came later, you can tell. So let's compare the original black vinyl with the Rough Trade reissue exclusive distributor pressing on Maroon Vinyl. First off, this is still in the original shrink. I'm not going to take it out. I already know that the inside is identical to the original pressing. In fact, an inspection of this album's exterior shows that really there is no difference. It's the same exact cover. Really, the only thing that you are paying for differently is a slab of colored wax and a slightly different hype sticker that calls out it's a limited pressing of 1,500. So is it worth it? That's the big question. To answer that, let's take a quick look at the wax, and then I'll talk about the music itself. First off, I really do like the color of this vinyl. The maroon almost has a hint of brown to it that I think looks really, really good. And when it comes down to it, the sound almost sounds a little bit brighter. Not quite like it should with what you hear on the 4AD albums that came after, but it almost does sound a little bit cleaner, despite really no change in the mastering or anything like that. It could simply be that I've listened to my other copy so many times that it's starting to kind of deaden the sound a little bit. But overall, I do really like it. Once again, is it worth getting the exclusive from Rough Trade? Honestly, it really just depends on if you get a good deal. Buying it full price, I would argue that no. Overall, Rough Trade exclusives, I think, are kind of cool. Despite the new trend for all these labels and record stores and all of that to be reissuing copies of records that are still plenty in print, it's kind of ridiculous, and the exclusivity is really, like the sound on the album, a little deadened. So, would I continue to buy Rough Trade exclusives? I probably will. But here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take first a look at what pressings are available. I'm going to see, is it still in print? What are those going for? And how many people have them in their collection, how many are being sold, etc. I'm going to take a look at the Rough Trade exclusive itself and see how many were pressed. 1,500? A bit excessive. It should have been a pressing of 500 tops. If you look at a copy of, say, Belle and Sebastian's A Bit of Previous, which came out earlier this year, Rough Trade did an exclusive of that, and it was limited to 600 copies. Well, all of those got snapped up. Of course, it's a brand new album, and the exclusivity element to it made it a little bit worth it. For Capacity, even though it's now celebrating its 5th anniversary, it's still in print in the original black vinyl, and 1,500 copies is a bit excessive. If you want to get a copy of Capacity for a truly good price, just get the black vinyl version. I've got links down in the description to where you can find this album on Rough Trade. You can also find a copy of the black vinyl version, which I have linked over on Amazon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me for new videos every few days as I unbox my entire record collection, which is big. See you next time.